A low-key first half in Lisbon, a powerful shot by Benfica's Grimaldi the only highlight. The second half burst into life almost immediately when Haris Seferovic broke the deadlock. Seska went close to equalising in the second half through Pontus Fernbloom, but it wasn't long before they did have the chance to draw level via a penalty by Vitinho. And the game was turned on its head when 19-year-old substitute Timur Zametledinov was on hand to win the game.
Henrik Mkhitaryan was the first to go close on Manchester United's return to the UEFA Champions League group stage, and he went closer still soon afterwards. Marouane Fellaini opened the scoring 10 minutes before half-time, set up wonderfully by Ashley Young. 8 minutes into the second half, it was 2. Romelu Lukaku's first UEFA Champions League group stage goal set up by Blind. At the other end, David De Gea brilliantly denied Mohamed El Yunusi before Marcus Rashford scored the third on his UEFA Champions League debut.
Bayern threatened early on at home to Anderlecht, who had defender Sven Kuhn sent off after 11 minutes for dragging back Robert Lewandowski. The Polish striker scored the subsequent penalty to break the deadlock, but despite playing with only 10 men, Anderlecht almost equalised at the start of the second half through Alexandru Kipciu. Bayern's numerical advantage was evident when an unmarked Thiago made it 2-0, and Bayern completed the victory when Joshua Kimmich displayed some neat footwork. Neymar took 19 minutes to score his first goal in Europe for Paris St-Germain. It was another of Paris's high-profile signings, Kylian Mbappe, who got his name on the score sheet to make it 2-0. Not to be outdone, Edinson Cavani was given a chance to make his mark after being brought down in the area. Late in the second half, Paris made it 4-0, albeit via the unfortunate Mikael Lustig. And Celtic's misery was complete when Cavani expertly headed in number 5. After a season away from the Champions League, Chelsea marked their return with a 5th-minute goal by Pedro. Summer signing Davide Zappacosta made it 2-0 after half an hour, and it was 3 early in the second half when Cesar Azpilicueta scored. Willian nearly made it 4-0. Substitute Tamui Bakayoko did get the 4th goal after coming on as a substitute. With 14 minutes left, Michy Batshuayi fired home number 5 and forced number 6 off defender Maxim Medvedev. This was as entertaining as goalless draws get, though that won't be of any comfort to Atletico, who had numerous chances to take all 3 points. Roma did have opportunities of their own, but can thank their defence for earning them a point. Goalkeeper Alisson Becker was particularly impressive. He thwarted Atleti on a number of occasions, including late on from Angel Correa and Saul Niguez, who should have taken what was his best chance.
БК Леон, БК, БК Леон, БК Леон, БК, БК Леон, БК Леон.
On match day 1, new signing Ousmane Dembele going close before Lionel Messi put them in front against last season's beaten finalist Juventus. Messi went close to doubling the lead after half-time with this stunning strike, but the second soon followed as Ivan Rakitic stroked home following more good work by Messi. It was a game where Messi was to be the difference as he himself scored a wonderful third before Mehdi Benatia was denied a late consolation goal for Juventus. Barcelona made an impressive statement on match day one. New signing Ousmane Dembele going close before Lionel Messi put them in front against last season's beaten finalist Juventus. Messi went close to doubling the lead after half-time with this stunning strike, but the second soon followed as Ivan Rakitic stroked home following more good work by Messi. It was a game where Messi was to be the difference as he himself scored a wonderful third before Mehdi Benatia was denied a late consolation goal for Juventus.
Sporting's Seydou Doumbia took just 69 seconds to score the first goal of this season's group stage and set up Gelson Martins for the second. Bruno Fernandes hit the post and Martins hit the woodwork as the visitors threatened to run away with it. Fernandes did make it 3-0 shortly before half-time. Substitute Bas Dos then struck the bar before Olympiacos mounted a comeback. Felipe Pardo made it 3-1 and the Colombian struck again in injury time, though it was too little, too late.
Нужны деньги и срочно? Закажите кредитную карту Visa 100 дней без процентов и действуйте. Оплачивайте картой любые покупки, снимайте с нее наличные без комиссии и не платите никаких процентов в течение 100 дней. Пришло время реализовать себя на все 100. Альфа Банк. Прямо к цели.
Early at Anfield through Wissam Ben Yedder. The Liverpool response was impressive. First Sevilla old boy Alberto Moreno set up Roberto Firmino. Then Mohamed Salah's deflected shot made it 2-1. Firmino should have extended that advantage, but after Sadio Mane was fouled, the Brazilian hit the post with his penalty. Sub Luis Muriel created the second half equaliser for Joaquin Correa, and Liverpool's Joe Gomez was sent off in stoppage time.
Maribor threatened first in Slovenia when Martin Milic stung the palms of Artyom Rebrov, but it was Spartak Moscow who took the lead through Alexander Semedov's thumping finish. Maribor pushed for the equaliser and Damian Bohar hit the post. Before Luis Adriano and Fernando combined, the latter almost made it 2-0 to Spartak. They were made to pay for that miss as Bohar expertly secured Maribor a point, and he then almost won it for the home side late on. An emphatic Manchester City performance started inside 2 minutes. John Stones took the opening goal in Rotterdam. Sergio Aguero made it 2, and then almost added a third as Feyenoord's group stage return after a 15-year absence was ruined. Gabriel Jesus did extend the lead on his UEFA Champions League debut. And a fourth arrived after the break to seal a comfortable win. Stones with his second of the night. Free-scoring Napoli started well and Arkadiusz Milik went close, but it was Shakhtar who took the lead when Tyson finished off a wonderfully slick move. Lorenzo Insigne then forced Andrei Piatov into a brilliant save before the Ukrainian side doubled their lead thanks to Facunda Ferreira. Napoli pulled one back after Dries Mertens was fouled. Milik with the spot kick, but it could have been more emphatic for Shakhtar, Ferreira and Viktor Kovalenka close to a third.
Проценты по твоему кредиту капают каждый месяц. Ты можешь их больше не платить. Погаси свои кредиты в других банках картой Тинькофф Platinum. И 120 дней не плати проценты. Оформи карту Тинькофф Platinum до конца июля. Пользуйся кредитом без процентов целых 120 дней.
Timo Werner almost gave Leipzig the perfect start on their UEFA Champions League debut before they took the lead with a stunner. Emil Forsberg with this thunderbolt of a finish. Monaco was soon level though. Yuri Tielemans with his first goal for the club. And the entertainment continued after the break as well. Werner went close from a tough angle, And then Jean-Kevin Augustin had an even better chance, but 1-1 was the way it stayed.
Tottenham got off to the perfect start at Wembley as they went in front inside 4 minutes thanks to Son's strike. Dortmund though was soon back on terms, Andrei Yarmolenko marking his first start for the club with a stunning equaliser. But just 4 minutes later Spurs had their lead back, Harry Kane this time with the emphatic finish. Kane then effectively secured a vital Wembley win for his side with a second on the hour. There was frustration for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang at the other end as Hugo Lloris kept it at 3-1, but Spurs finished with 10 men. Jan Vertonghen sent off in added time.
Apoel came close to a shock lead thanks to Roberto Largo. But it didn't take the holders Real Madrid long to get up and running. Who else but Cristiano Ronaldo with their opening goal. He then came close to a second shortly afterwards and hit the bar as the Spanish giants dominated at the Bernabeu. But Ronaldo did eventually make it 107 goals in the competition from the penalty spot after a handball. It was an emphatic spot kick and there was still time for a third thanks to Sergio Ramos.